Okay, it is time once again for my top 5 smoke detector findings of the year. Now, this year I think I got a record number of smoke detectors throughout the year. Um, I think it was like around 19 units that I collected altogether, which is quite a lot. So it was very hard. This year was one of the hardest ever to decide between all these units I got because they're all really cool. I wish I could feature all of them in this video, but I'm going to talk about my absolute favorites that I got. So, starting off here with the honorable mention section, which is just kind of ones that, you know, don't really fit into like the main category, but are just ones that I'm very most happy to have. So, starting off with the Sears with the escape light, which was given to me by a viewer, and missing the light lens. If it had the light lens, it might be higher up on the scale, but I am very happy to have another one, especially one that finally has the the beige colored earlier style horn with the 3 slots, the banana horn, what we call. Um, and yeah, it's just a very neat unit. The other one was the First Alert SA76RC, which was given to me by YouTuber Enland, and he gave this to me after he won it in a set, I think, of like 2 or 3, something like that. I don't remember, but it's one of the ones with the textured cover. Of course, you've seen the video of this one, and yeah, I'm just very happy to have this one as well, and very, once again, still grateful that he gave this to me. Um, and then the third one is the Guardian, Pyrolarm Guardian model FB1, the original model FB1, not the FB1A. And this one was given to me again in a trade by another collector, Leah Woods. I gave her my 2 American Sensors Decon SA388 smoke detectors, and she gave me this one brand new in the box, and it is one that I've wanted for a while. So now the only thing I need to find is the hardwired one now that had the LED right there on the side. But hopefully maybe in the coming year I'll find one of those. So the final honorable mention smoke detector is the First Alert SA76RS with the lone slot in the center and the larger centerpiece, as well as the smaller overall cover diameter. And this one was again given to me by a viewer like the Sears. And this one was a complete surprise because I had no idea it was going to be the version with the slot in the cover. I thought it was going to be one of the later versions with like that cover. Or sorry, one of the earlier versions with that cover, because I'm pretty sure the earlier ones had this style cover, but with thinner vents like that. Um, so yeah, this one I just included on here with the honorable mentions just because of the surprise factor. Because, this is my very first one of these with the lone slot that I've ever even seen in person, actually. So, very cool. So, once again, that's the honorable mention units. So, for find number 5, I actually have another tie. I just could not figure out how to break these two. I didn't want to have too many honorable mentions, but, then there would be like, oh, this one's too cool to be an honorable mention, but it's not cool enough to be one of my top 5 finds. So this one, the first number 5 is the Honeywell TC89B, the retail model. I don't know why that's so difficult to say. The retail packaging model with the regular box and the it's the model 1018. Sorry, no, not 1018. I'm losing it. The 1000. That's the retail model. The 1018 is the contractor model. So yeah, but what makes this one so rare, which you saw in this video, is that it has the Edwards horn like the contractor model would. That's why I'm getting all confused, because this one's a mix-up of the 2 different versions that we know of. So yeah, this one it's very, very strange, very rare unit. So I am very happy to have this. This is my favorite design of smoke detector, I think, of all time. This Honeywell design, so yeah, I really love this unit a lot. And then my other pick for number 5 was the NuTone S180L, which you remember I got earlier this year. And this one, I had been after one of these larger NuTones for a very long time. Ever since I saw that one in that store back in Pennsylvania several years ago. I just love the design of these so much. The one that I'm now after is the regular S180, the predecessor to this version that it didn't have chrome on here, had no chrome, and instead of an LED indicator like this one has, or it has an LED indicator which also functions as the sensor. I'm not going to try to open it because it's hard to get the cover off, but the LED functions also as the sensor beam for the photoelectric sensor. And the earlier ones had an incandescent bulb, which also functioned as the sensor beam. So I want to find one of those versions. And these are rebranded ESL models. And this one is from 1977, as I mentioned before, which I think is the same year that this one is from, the Honeywell. Yep, 77. That's ironic. So both of my number 5 picks are both from the same year. I guess that's fitting. So those are the two units that fall into category number 5 for my top 5 smoke detectors. So, yeah. For number 4, of course, I'd have chosen the BRK77R. This one is another one that I've been after for many, many years now. And these are just so incredibly rare. I don't know why these are so rare compared to the SA76RS, because they're basically the exact same version, just with a different cover, and with, of course, a different label. But yeah, for some reason, they're just incredibly rare, and I am incredibly happy to have found this one, and that this one still works, albeit just barely. Oh, I put the cover on backwards. That was pretty stupid. But this one, yes, this one was a very good find, so I'm very happy to have found one of these finally. I think all that's left to find in this series is the photoelectric version, which had it actually had, like the BRK3000, the battery-powered version with the dual sensors, it had a lens on one end here, and on the other end it had a button, but the button was the black crayon-tipped button instead of the tiered button. And the lens was a slightly smaller lens, not the tiered lens like this. So I'm after that version, and there's another version that's an AC/DC version that's very rare that I'm also after. That was a battery-powered 9-volt battery backup, hardwired. That's a very rare model. Only a handful of those have shown up. So yeah, this is also a very good unit, very good find. Okay, that was number 4, so this is number 3. This is the GE8203. Again, that's fitting. -001. And this one was, again, this is another version of another unit that I already had that I wanted to find. The line cord version of the 8201, which I had. I think you're probably seeing a theme here with all these units. They're versions of other ones that I've wanted to find for a while now. So this one, I really like this one a lot. I've actually had it at my dorm for the past, like, I don't know, however long I've had it for. Just plugged in, just because it's so, like, portable, and it's very handy to have. One of my very favorite finds of this year, I think. And it was new in box, so that definitely adds to the value. So, yep, that's number 3. So for number 2 is this friend from the UK, from all the way over across the pond. This PIFCO smoke detector model, oh, I've forgotten the model number. What is it? It's like, I don't remember the model number, but it's a rebranded Honeywell CD200A. Oh, it's the model number is 1377. It just came to me. PIFCO 1377. It's a rebranded Honeywell CD200A that was manufactured by Honeywell here in the States, shipped over to the UK for resale there in their stores under the brand PIFCO, which was a popular electronics manufacturer back then, and still is in business today, I believe. And then it traveled over here this year back again to be in my collection. So yeah, very unique unit. There's only one other one of these that's known to be in the hands of another collector, and that's Enland. He has one of these, and his actually came from the same exact seller. His is the exact same UL listing and everything. So very interesting. This was one of my best finds, definitely, and considering how much I love Honeywell units, this was definitely a need to have for my collection. So yeah, very happy to have this, and that is number 2. Okay, guys, for number 1, we have another tie. I just, once again, could not split these two up. There was no way that I was going to be able to choose between one of these. So this here, of course, you all know, you saw the video. This is the Master Guard MG300. And I got this one, I think like towards the middle of the year. This is the very first Master Guard model. It's from, oh gosh, I can't remember when it's from. It's from like the early 70s. And it's a photoelectric unit. It's a rebranded Pyrotector model. If you saw the video, of course, you know. Very rare. Definitely don't see these very much today. So this was a very good find. And the tie, the one that this was tied with, which you can probably already guess if you know what the inside of this one looks like. Of course, the one that this is tied with is the Pyrotector Smoke Sentinel. You probably all saw this coming. This one I could not, this one was probably my best find of the year. You know, it's just such a cool unit. I love this unit so much. Definitely one of my favorites in my collection now. The original Pyrotector Smoke Sentinel. Well, actually, no, not the original one, but one of the originals. This is the 255S. There was a 255, regular 255, that came before this that was a little bit, it was kind of shaped more like the Master Guard here, more rectangular, and it had larger holes, larger perforations. And it didn't say Smoke Sentinel on the front. I think that was called the, it wasn't the Smoke Switch. It might have been the Smoke Switch. I don't remember. I don't know much about these old Pyrotectors. So, of course, this one is a rebrand of this one, but it's a little bit later because this one, if you remember, has that ginormous vacuum tube inside that works as a transistor, whereas this one has a transistor on board because it's new enough for that technology. So, I think that just about covers it for these two, and I think you probably all will agree that these are definitely my best finds of the year, I think. Very happy to have these two. I really wish I could include all of these, though, because they really all are just such great units, and just really glad to have given them a home and been able to show you guys them and showcase them and just tell everybody about the history behind these units and just how rare and however rare they may be. And yeah, I don't know what else there is to say. We'll have to see what 2023 brings for detector collecting. There's a couple of units I know that I am definitely hoping for, and I know a lot of other collectors are as well. So I think that is just about it for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to have a couple of more New Year's videos on the way, so stay tuned.